Okay, I'm setting up Strava real quick. I want to make sure and record the mileage for this ride. The temperature today is around 33, 34 degrees when I'm starting here. So it's a pretty cold ride and it will affect my battery range. Okay, we're all set. Let's go on our way. I'm going to zip through the skate park real quick because the kids here really like to see these. I don't know if you'll notice, but some of the kids on the left there are videoing as I go by. Also, as I mentioned earlier, because of the temperatures, my battery range was affected quite a bit. I never realized how bad it affects it. But at the end of this ride, I did about 23 plus miles, between 23 and 24 miles, and I only had 30% battery left when I was done. It was kind of surprising to me, but this is what Ian was talking about. So normally I would go left at this Y, but this time I'm going to do a different route. I'm going to go ahead and head all the way over to the Folsom Dam, and then I'll cut back towards the town of Folsom again. So this part's a little boring, so I'm going to go ahead and speed it up. Now, it may not look like much, but this trail that I'm about to hit is actually pretty fun to ride. It's just a nice place. It's quiet. A little bit of hills, a little bit of turns. just noticed the bicyclist look over at me. What that means to me is a challenge. So let's go catch him here real quick. So when you hear the beep, that means I'm going faster than 17 miles an hour. So I'm really trying not to do that. I have my tilt back set at 17, and I don't want to face plant. These guys always hate this, but it's sure fun to do. Of course, on the flats and on the downhills, they pass me back up because I really don't ride that fast. But at least I get this moment. So I'm going to take a second here and get a quick photo op. They're letting a lot of water out of the dam right now. This is the Folsom Dam. And a little bit later in this video, I'll show you all the water going through Old Town Folsom. It's pretty cool. And of course, as is the case, anytime you're around people, they want to know what it is and how fast it goes and that sort of thing. Okay, so here's the turn where I'm going to head back towards Old Town Folsom. And as you'll see here, straight ahead and on the left is the Folsom Dam. Straight ahead is the new overflow. I believe it's a fish ladder and overflow combination. But that's the new section right there. So the next half mile or so is one of my favorite sections of this trail, especially on my bicycle. I'm able to do about, if there's nobody around, I'm able to do about 25 miles an hour on this section of trail, and it's just a blast. So nice sharp turns to do, and the pavement here is just awesome, super smooth. So anyways, go ahead and enjoy this. And here again is another section of the trail that's like the last one I mentioned. It's just great curves, nice downhill slope. Like I say, on a bicycle you can really fly through here. Again, you got to watch out for people. If there's anybody around, it's a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit, so I really try and respect that when there's anybody around. So this section of trail, also about a half-mile long, parallels the American River. And unfortunately my camera is so low you aren't being able to see any of it, but it's pretty spectacular down there because the water flow is pretty high right now. Here in just a moment we're going to cross the old train trestle bridge, and when we do that I'll pause and I'll give you a shot of the water down there. So here you can see the flow of the water on the American River. I definitely wouldn't want to be in my kayak on that right now. I'm not really prepared for that. There's the other side headed towards Sacramento, and there's the old Rainbow Bridge. And of course these two ladies had a bunch of questions about the wheel, so this will take just a moment. So I'm going to go left up the hill here, and then I'm going to ride through Old Town Folsom real quick. I really enjoy riding through these old towns like this. Usually the traffic's pretty slow. Speed limit's around 15 usually. I think it's 25 up ahead, but nobody's doing it. And when it's like that, I go ahead and I just ride in the lane with the cars. I keep a good eye out and make sure I'm not going to get run down. I make sure I make eye contact with everybody. But it's kind of fun to ride through town this way. On the left there, the green building is the old Folsom Hotel. And there's just a bunch of nice shops through here. Same thing as Placerville. If you have a day, you can spend a day down here and just have a good time. I love the kids' reactions to these things. Their minds are always blown. Of course, it's cool because I'm an old guy on it, so it's kind of fun. So I'm going to take it right here and just kind of pull in. They've got a makeshift ice skating rink set up. I'll pull in and grab a quick shot of that, and then we'll head out again. Okay, so hopefully that little kid doesn't see this on YouTube. And again. I missed it. Anyways, hope he doesn't see that. So I'm just passing past the Folsom parking garage right now, and then I'm going to cross the road and we'll be back on the trail. I'm going to head part way around Lake Natoma. I'm not going to go all the way around because I'm noticing my battery's getting pretty low. Okay, just across this road and we'll be back on the trail again. Hey, wait, what was that I just passed? Okay, I'm gonna turn around. So I see a little dirt trail off to the right. Now it's off to the left. And I figure I'll go on there. But because I'm kind of a freak about my wheel getting all muddy, I end up turning around after a little bit. Found some deeper mud. I just didn't want to get that muddy because it's kind of hard to clean it. And I like it clean when I'm done riding. In the summertime, these are great trails because they're smooth enough you don't have to worry about crashing, but they're still a little bit challenging. Makes it a lot of fun to ride. So there's the deep mud. I decided not to go through it and I turned around. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled program. So coming up here is the boat ramp for Lake Natoma, one of the boat ramps. This is where I drop in the kayak when I want to boat out here. It's a real nice spot, nice calm water. Okay, I'm going to get back on the trail, and now it's going to be kind of a short ride on the trail. Then I'm going to cut left across Folsom Boulevard and go through the Folsom outlets. After that, we'll go through Intel campus, and then I'm basically kind of headed back, except I do make a stop at McDonald's for a coffee because my hands were freezing. It's quite cold here right now. So now I'm going to pull through the Folsom outlets real quick. It's just a little, I was thinking it was a shortcut. I ended up kind of going around the buildings and back to the same road. I should have just stayed on the road there. But it was an experience. So here I've decided to go through the Intel campus. It takes a little while to get through here, so I'll go ahead and speed it up. I had no idea the campus was as big as it is. It's massive. But anyways, here we are going through it. Decided to go through the Home Depot, Marshall, Ross shopping center. And as I get to the end of it here, I'm going to go over to McDonald's and grab myself a hot cup of coffee to warm my hands. My hands are really, really cold. All right, made it to McDonald's. The reason I chose McDonald's is because they got a $1 cup of coffee, $1.08, and I'll be right back. So these little girls were eyeing the wheel as I came out. They all wanted to see it drive away. So now I've got a hot cup of coffee in my hands, and it's actually warming my hands through my gloves, thank goodness. So I'm on my way back. I'm noticing my battery's getting considerably lower, and I'm not used to this because I normally can get 40 to 50 miles on it, and I'm nowhere near that. So feeling drunk with power and thinking I have a lot more battery, which actually I ended up okay. I decided to go through the Folsom Lake College campus here. So I'm going to buzz around here real quick on my way back. So straight ahead and just barely to the right, you'll see that little red kind of a car thing over there. This is the little train that they run through Folsom, and they also run it through Placerville area. It's like on the weekends and such. You can pay a few bucks and you can ride this thing. Kind of cool. I haven't done this one yet. I've done other ones. Someday I'll come down and ride this one though. But you'll see it as we pass by here. So instead of going straight back to the car, I have a little more battery than I was expecting, so I decided to keep going a little further here. I'm going to take a little detour back. Adds on a few miles. So right up here in a moment, you're going to see another one of those train stops. It's where that little train picks up people. So this trail kind of zigzags back and forth around the train tracks, and you can get on in a couple of different spots. Here's a little tunnel I go through sometimes. On the left you can see the creek runs right through that other side, and if there's a lot of rain this will actually flood. So if you come through here at night you got to be careful, otherwise you'll be ankle deep or knee deep in water. Okay, so coming right up I almost dump it. Not that patch of dirt, but this one here. I slipped out. Almost went down. Thank goodness it held. So you have to be really careful on these wood trails. When they're wet like this, they get really slippery. So at this point, I'm pretty much beeping up all of these grades. I'm at 30% of my battery, and that's when it starts to beep on me. So I'm really sad it's almost over, but it is. My battery's yelling at me and my feet are frozen. I just wore tennis shoes. Silly me. Anyways, thank you for watching, everybody. This was a great ride, and I will catch you next time.